Hello guys, tomorrow starts my 10th grade year. I'm finally going to be a sophomore. And now guys, I want to step my content up. Now this entire throughout the rest of this year will only be medical content and gaming. So other than those two, we're ending the rest of the content and postponing it until 2026. Not 2025. I keep thinking, it's just, yeah, 2025, we're bringing back all that content on January 1st, but we're still making content. So today we're talking about what is meningitis. We all know what meningitis is. We all know what encephalitis is. We already know what brain infections are. We already know all of that. But we are doing it on what is meningitis. This is a very serious condition. It's one of those really dangerous conditions that I don't think should be joked around about. Because again, the complications of this can be extremely deadly for just about anybody. This could be a very serious, dangerous disease. This is whenever there is an infection, okay? There's an infection in your brain. It basically infects the meninges of your brain. That's why it has meningitis. You can see part of the word meninges is in here, okay? There's the M, there's the E, there's the N, there's a G, there's an S. These all right here. It's meningitis, okay? It's an infection of the meninges, not an inflammation of the brain. That's encephalitis. We'll talk about that in another video, and then we'll do two comparison videos. One comparison video of both and see the differences. But this is meningitis, okay? You could get them from quite about any viral infections like the flu, bacterial infections, viral infections, fungal infections, parasitic infections. And parasitic infections, like we talked about with the parasitic infection 30-minute video, is the fact that that can actually lead to a very specific, more dangerous version of meningitis. That one has a more mortality rate, higher death rate, higher everything rate than when it comes to a bacterial, viral, or fungal meningitis. Now, again, I don't really think there's too much of fungal, because fungal is not that type you think would lead to meningitis, but it can. I don't really know if that's what it's specifically called, is fungal meningitis, but it's still meningitis. So you would have to get to look for this. It would require a CSF thing known as cerebrospinal fluid tap. It's a spinal tap. That spinal tap could actually lead to you having a cerebrospinal fluid leakage, which can actually lead to low intracranial pressure or high intracranial pressure, and this depends. Now, you could actually end up getting a CSF leakage. This could because again, they poke a needle in your back, they take part of the CSF out of your back and test it, and that's how they could find out if it's a spinal infection or a brain infection. Now, spinal infections have a better chance of becoming a more dangerous thing, such as a brain infection. But a spinal tap actually has probably a little, not always, you can't roll it out as a no, but you can't roll it out as a yes, because sometimes you don't get it. It's a CSF leakage. That CSF leakage can actually kill you, because in there, your spinal fluid, and that's also your brain fluid, it keeps your spine and your brain fluid from, killing you. It's like the surrounding protective tissue of it. That stuff, although it is liquid, it's not like a full-on solid organ, but it does keep your body safe. That keeps and fights off stuff that can enter there. That keeps your body safe. It's a surrounding protective tissue around your meningitis, around your brain and meninges and your spine. But some of that, with that, can actually leak through it, leading to a cerebrospinal fluid leakage. Now, two ways it could come out, most likely, is through your ears or your nose. Nose is just like a constant running, drippy nose. Most people would refer that to a rhinitis, rotamoid rhinitis, or some type of just seasonal allergies people refer it to. But it drips out like a fountain non-stop. It doesn't drip like this. It drips from the dangling of your nose. Drips. And it's the color of water specifically. And my eyes are watering thinking about that. Oh my gosh. But anyhow, so what is this? An infection of meninges, protective tissue of the brain that causes stiff neck, headache, and fever. Like I said, it kind of affects the cerebrospinal fluid as well. So, in infection in the meninges, protective tissue of the brain that causes stiff neck, headache, and fever. So, if you log up these three symptoms, no matter where you log them up at, you can log them on Safari, Google, Chrome, Firefox, Safari, whatever you want to log it up on. You log up, I have a headache, I have a stiff neck, and I have a fever. That will all come up with a chance of either a bacterial infection or it will come up with meningitis. It's one of the biggest ones you need to look out for. Is stiff neck, where you can't, here's a test. So, what you want to do, if you think you have it, put your head up and down. See how my neck touched my chin and how I can do this? With a stiff neck, it would hurt so bad that you just want to quit right away because you just don't want to take that much pain. So you look up, look down, look right, look left, booyah, you win. Then you also want to look at is if your sensitivity to light. But if you have these three symptoms plus that, then yeah, it's a very serious condition. Even without the sensitivity to light, these three symptoms are a big red, a warning sign. Go to the emergency room now. Symptoms. If you are someone who is exhibiting symptoms of meningitis, seek medical attention immediately. Not just seek medical attention like, okay, wait a few days, see if it passes, then you die. No, it means seek medical attention immediately. 4 big words. Seek medical attention immediately. The big underlined word that's not underlined here on this Google slide is immediately. You got to get the help immediately, because if you don't, it's gonna kill you. Moving on, meningitis symptoms include sudden onset of fever, headache, and stiff neck. These are often symptoms such as symptoms such as headache with nausea or vomiting, decreased appetite, confusion or difficulty concentrating, sudden fever, severe headache that seems different than normal. So it's like one of those you've never really felt before, and it's just not one that you have felt in your life, because you're going to have headaches. It's just not one of those you felt before. Seizures, sleep sensitivity to light, sleepiness, lethargy, and skin rash. So yeah, you will get a rash. So you want to take some type of bottle, a glass, put it on the rash, and if the rash doesn't fade with the cup over it, I think that's how it goes. I'm not really with the skin rash cup trick. I'm not really in. I don't get it, but that's besides my point. But yeah, it really hurt. It just won't fade away. Most of those will fade away at one point, if you have a cup over it. But with this, it doesn't fade. Causes. So here we go. So causes will be viral meningitis, it's enterovirus, class viruses, Coxsackie virus, echoviruses. Other type of viruses which can cause meningitis include West Nile, which is from mosquitoes, influenza, HIV, herpes, virus. Most viral meningitis resolves without treatment. Meningitis, bacterial meningitis caused by bacterial infection. This is contagious and deadly. Most common type of bacterial species that cause bacterial meningitis are Streptococcus pneumonia, causes pneumococcal meningitis, Neisseria meningitis or something, causes meningococcal meningitis, Listeria, influenza, something with hemolysis, influenza. Bacterial and viral meningitis can spread through coughing, sneezing, and sharing utensils, etc. Spread can be prevented by covering your mouth while coughing and sneezing. Avoid contact with sick people, particularly if you have an immune problem. Often due to chemotherapy is strongly recommended. The risk factors include aged children below 5 years or more prone to develop viral meningitis. Bacterial meningitis is common in people below 20 years of age. Pregnancy, weakened immune system, and skipping vaccinations. So vaccinations keep your body where, they give them the boost, and they give them the protective, cells, protective germs. Yeah, some germs are healthy for us, and some germs kill us. It just so happens that these germs, or whenever you get vaccination, it gives you the right boost, that it basically gives your cells an upgrade, kind of like in a video game, where it instead where it doesn't just do one thing, it can do another. And if it does one thing but not good enough, which is kind of like how our cells need a vaccination every now and then to keep ourselves healthy and to update it so it can keep keep, getting better and better for us. Let's think of vaccination like a video game. Alright? So in video games, you upgrade your character to get better. With those, RPG games, role-playing games. With those, you basically upgrade your character to get better and stronger and more smarter. But in here, with this, it's just the same thing. You're basically giving yourself they give you a shot. You see if you get any reactions, kind of like how the COVID shot was. If you get a reaction, then, there's something wrong. If you don't, you go get sent home. You see, just sit there 20 minutes, I guess. That's what happens with me with my COVID vaccines when I got them a couple years back. But whenever you do that, you just sit there, get the shot, come home, and there. But when you skip your vaccinations, it doesn't give your body the right, protectiveness to keep you from getting it. So the chances of you getting it are higher, and the chances of getting it a little bit more easier and more faster is also high because you're not giving your body that vaccination that upgrades it to another level, like in a video game, RPG, role-playing games. You basically just upgrade it, you give yourself a vaccine, like I said. It gives you an extra boost in your immune system to be able to fight that off a little bit better, and to lower the chances of getting it worsening. So, what is the cocky sucky virus? Type A viruses cause herpes, sores in the throat and hand, feet and mouth disease. Type B viruses can epidemic pleuropneumonia and inflammation in the chest. Complications include brain damage, seizure, hearing loss, buildup of fluid between brain and skull, learning disabilities, and loss of memory. So that's all, guys. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.